Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we've got a bit of a problem here. Our colony habitation unit is preparing to come in here, and for some reason, it doesn't have a communications network connection. It feels like it should, considering the others all have, but it doesn't. So we need to fix that problem, and luckily we can do that. We've got our multi-satellite machine here, and this is going to be a little bit awkward because these were supposed to be done a long time ago, and I just never got around to it. I was supposed to do these off camera, and we're still going to do a significant portion of this off camera. And the reason for that, as we come on in here and we need to jettison one of these and hope that they don't, you know, just tear apart. That would be nice. Let's just go ahead and jettison this one. Cool. Okay, we'll hop over to that. SAS is on, and we'll extend our solar panels. There we go. And we've got this relay antenna on here. Now, the relay antenna is side-strapped, and it really probably should have been put on top, but I wanted to stack them vertically, and that's the reason that we did this. But what this means is that this thrust is offset, and this engine doesn't gimbal. There are some design flaws here. So we can only get our thrust up so high. And that's the reason why I haven't done this on camera, because it's really, really tedious. Okay, at this descending node, we're going to need to make an inclination change. And we're control locked? Why would we be control locked here? We have full electric charge. Control from here. Oh, we're in hibernation. Okay, that'll do it. So we'll go ahead and at this descending node, we will get our inclination changed, and I'll show you the beginning portion of this burn, but then after that, we're probably just going to cut to it being in position. Once we get that done, the only thing that we're going to do is our standard transfer out. We're going to get a minimal encounter, and then put this into position in an equatorial orbit, basically as far out from Minmus as we can. So that'll be the overall idea there. But we'll get this burn started here. We're going to need to activate this engine. That would probably help. We'll go ahead and get that going, and we'll position for this, but I'll show you what I mean by this thing is unbalanced. So we can only throttle this up so far. And I'm not sure what the thrust limit that I determined previously was, because it's been a while. So let's see what we can do here. 100% is definitely going to be too much. Okay. Yeah, you can see here, that pushes us way, way off. I'm going to try thrust limiting this down to like 10%. This does, of course, mean that we needed to start our burn a while ago. But that's fine. We can always go around and get this done at the other side. But this is going to be a very tedious little burn. Yeah, we have very little control here. Let's bring this on back. In retrospect, these would be designed very differently now. We have better tech at this point. But these are here, so we might as well use them. Yeah, we can see even at 10% thrust, we have to manually hold the attitude, but we can do that. So it's very tedious. So I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing. I'm going to pause the recording here, and when we come back, we'll have this thing in position. See you in a bit. Okay, and here we are back in the tracking station, and as we can see, our multi-satellite machine relay is now orbiting Minmus, and it has been for a little while. So we're going to hop in over this direction and grab our colony habitation unit, which now should, at least at times, have a connection. And let's go ahead and see if we're going to have this at the right time. Let's see, that's the experiment control station, that's the colony core. We should actually warp ahead here, focusing Minmus until this comes around into the light side. One more orbit, I think. One more. Okay, I hit the wrong button there. So there we go, we're coming in. Fantastic. So we're going to fly the colony habitation unit here. We are lined up here, so we definitely should have a connection, I think. I hope? I hope. Cool. So we'll get that in position, and we will bring this guy on down. We do have a connection. Perfect. So that is ideal. We're going to need to burn fairly heavily around here. bringing this down to be about there or so, because we need to bring this on in. Now, I don't know if we burn off any of those, but we were able to successfully land this previously, so it should be good. Double checking that Traley is indeed a scientist. Good. Okay, so we've got about 1.5 minutes until this burn. And let's warp on forward. We'll commence this burn in about 5 seconds. And there we go. Beautiful. So over we head. And we will stop this burn soon enough. Chasing the node just that little bit. This is probably good enough, though. Yeah, that's looking reasonably fine. We're now going to do a retrograde burn about here, bringing our impact point down, although I want to target it a little bit more like this. There we go. And then we can fine-tune that on the way in. Of course, we should set our colony core as our target, but that'll be fine. So we will prepare for this burn. This will be in 24 seconds. And these are fully fueled, correct? Correct. Wait. Yeah, that's fully fueled. For a second there, I thought that it wasn't. But yeah, it definitely is. Cool. So position for this burn, we'll be ready to burn that in about 8 seconds here. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. Cool. So we'll bring this on down. That should be good enough. And I'm going to jettison this at this time. So we'll go ahead and decouple that. And that's out of here. That's going to crash into the surface. And now we want to control from here. Let's go ahead and point to retrograde and make sure this is the correct direction. It does indeed appear to be so. We're going to fire up these engines, but we're not going to actually burn them just yet. Cool. So we're coming on in here, and we definitely want to warp a little ways ahead. We did waste some fuel there, but that's to be expected with what we've got going on. Okay. Thrust to weight here is 237 seconds. Or, hang on. That's our burn time. Thrust to weight is 10.6. I'm not too concerned about that. I do wish that we knew what our suicide burn timing was going to look like, but I think about at this descending node is about the right time. So we're going to warp ahead about a minute here, and hope that I didn't miscalculate this in my head. But I think we're okay. We're only moving at 128 meters per second. Let's go ahead and burn. It is very loud. Okay, let's do something like that. We can see we're a little bit off. I'm going to put this onto stability assist and let the node get pushed up here. That's very sensitive on the yaw and not so sensitive on the other positions there. Okay, so we're going to head on over towards the colony core here. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Awkwardness is ensuing here. But we need to go around here. Cool. Okay, we're probably pushing a little too far, but that's what we want. We want to overshoot a bit. There's our booster crashing in, and we are getting back some seismic data from that. Ideal. Okay, so we're currently a ways away from impacting the surface, right? There's no doubt about that. We should probably warp forward here, but we can't actually warp because we're too low. So that's okay. We're about 2 kilometers up, which is seeming reasonably fine. Just wondering when we want to kill our horizontal velocity. The answer is eventually. But not, I think, now. Oh, we're in target mode. We want to be in surface mode here. Okay, let's go ahead and push our retrograde marker a little bit here. Something along the lines of this. And now we'll head over to the retrograde marker again. We'll probably want to make another corrective burn, but that's looking decent. Yeah, we definitely do want to make another corrective burn. Okay. There we go. And we're coming on in. Should be reasonably close. Making another... No, back to stability assist. Thanks. Making another corrective burn here. Cool. Okay, and now we're just going to start our actual approach. Bringing our speed right on down. We're going to be a little bit apart from it, but that's fine. I'm going to turn brakes on. And for the moment, I actually want to do another corrective burn. Oh, this wants to go back to retrograde. Okay. Cool. We're still pretty high up here. So we're just keeping our burn a little bit closer. What is that number? 300? I actually can't read it there. Contrast isn't high enough for me. But I think we're probably good here. We're not going to be too far away. Brakes are on. Yeah, 200 meters. Looks good. Let's get some deceleration going here. We're only 150 meters up. So yeah, this will be absolutely fine. No problem here, I don't think. 5 meters per second. Gonna go on to stability assist here quite soon. Okay, we're still 40 meters up, so let's just let ourselves accelerate just a wee bit here. We definitely could have corrected this a little bit closer, but I think it's fine. Beautiful. Just altering our trajectory a tiny bit. And gently lowering ourselves to the ground. Beautiful. Brakes are on. What happens if we turn them off? Do we pick up any trim? Maybe a little bit on the pitch, but I think that's just our SAS. Yeah, that's just our SAS. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to turn this over to SAS only. There we go. And this one as well. Reaction wheels to SAS only. There we go. And we'll just start to accelerate a little bit here. Checking in on our turn directionality. It's okay, I guess. It'll do. Beautiful. And we're going to bring this colony module on in and start to work on our science. Cool. So we're only like 150 meters out. This won't take too long. Like a couple minutes to get over here. And honestly, our speed is going up. We don't really want our speed to go up too much further than this. So we're just going to chill here. And we're going to turn on our brakes action group reasonably soon. We need to get lined up for this docking port. So I'm going to turn us over this way. We're going to come in kind of parallel to the docking port. Cool. And we're going to turn on our brakes pretty soon here. If we overshoot on the brakes, that's fine. Keep in mind our brakes have not been turned up, so we're still at 50% brakes. Let's, in fact, go ahead and turn those up. That'll probably be necessary. Yeah, looks like we're overshooting. I would rather undershoot than overshoot. But we can start our turn here, which will also help us brake. If we have to come in on this side, that's not a problem, right? That would actually be okay. So we could target this port. That's fine. No issue. We'll just turn this on over here and transition some of this into braking momentum, essentially. Okay. I turned off the brakes, and now we are bringing it on around. Just got a bit of a power slide going. Which is fine. This is absolutely okay. Okay, brakes back on. And hopefully the power slide stops pretty soon. It's wanting to turn us over this direction. I'm trying to counteract that a bit. And completely and utterly failing. But that's okay. We can go to pilot only on these reaction wheels. And just turn ourselves with the reaction wheels. Easy peasy. So we'll turn those back to SAS only. Beautiful. And in we go. I'm going to, for now, control from here. Although that might break things, actually. Let's see if we have to do that. That might break some of our directionality. And I'd rather not break that. So in we come. Sure, it's not exactly the target docking port initially. We could have gotten the target docking port. I'm not concerned about that. It's just this one ended up being slightly easier to go for. Due to nonsense. Okay. So we can see we're coming in at a slight angle here, but that's fine. I'm going to start correcting that angle now. And do we have to control from here for the dock to actually dock up? Maybe. We're in position, though. Or virtually. There we go. Beautiful. So now we're going to have Tralee transfer over to the science lab. If I can hit the button. There we go. And from here, we can definitely grab our scans. So we're going to open up our service bay. Beautiful. And we are going to observe the mystery goo. Which we'll have to, well, we'll just process that in the lab. Cool. We can't run the atmospheric analysis here, and we knew that would be the case. Let's see, what else do we have in here? We do have other science experiments. They're just kind of hard to get to. So we've got our thermometer here. We'll log that temperature and process that in the lab. That's our Kerbal engineering system there. What side? This is our magnetometer right here. We can review this data and process that in the lab. Cool. And then what else do we have here? We've got our material study, which we can process in the lab. We've got our seismic scan, which we can process in the lab. Atmospheric pressure scan, done. Temperature scan is already in the lab. And the rest of that is, I believe, already good to go. The gravity scan, I don't believe we have in there. So we need to try to find the gravity scan device. Let's just reset that. Cool. So where's our gravity scanner at? I believe that's over on this side. Let's just try to clip the camera in. It might be easiest to see it this way. Maybe? No, I don't think it is. I don't think that's the easiest way to see it. Probably from down... Ooh, that's exciting. I apologize for that. That was not what I intended the camera to be doing. That's the barometer. I know it's in here somewhere. For sure. Let's actually check in here, though. We can review the report here and process that in the lab, too. What about the EVA sample? Do we have that in here? We do. So that's the crew report. Review stored data. Okay. So this is our surface sample. We'll process that in the lab, but the lab is full. Okay, we'll call that good for now, and we will start our research in the lab. Beautiful. So that'll be absolutely fine. We will keep this data for now. That'll be okay. And this solar panel should get extended. We're going to need more power. We knew that. Excellent. Now we're going to have async EVA. And we're going to let go and fly around over here. Because we want to park over here. we do have struts here. So we can just land right here and grab our struts out of here. And we can do something like that. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. We just want to anchor this together, right? So something like this. Down below, we're going to do something like this. And then over on this side, one more. Not from there. We'll grab it from here. Cool. And we'll have that come in over... not there. We'll just have that attached like this. It'll be fine. Perfect. So that is now bolted on together. It's not going to be coming apart anytime soon. Beautiful. And we are going to exit Kerbal construction mode and lift off. There's a bit of a light bug here again. Only thing I can imagine is that's due to the Kopernicus update. We were not seeing that before that mod updated, and now we are. So that's the thing. Async is going to hop on in here. The light appears to be emanating from our ship, by the way. Specifically here. For some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But whatever. It's fine. So we've got our science lab here now, and our science lab is happily processing. Fantastic. So at this point, we need to hop back to the Space Center. We need to send up our power module next. We're not going to be able to transmit science without the power module. We simply don't have enough power to transmit it. So that's definitely the next step here, is the power module and then the mining module. And those should be fairly simple as well. We're going to do largely the same thing. But for right now, I want to hop over to our moon colony real quick and check in on how the science processing is happening there. So here's our moon colony, and I'm probably going to rename this as well. So let's go on in here. Any moment now. Come on, KSP. You can do it. I have faith. Yeah, there's a lot of rocks here. There's no doubt about that. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm sure of it. Okay, so we are happily mining away, as we can hear. Beautiful. Little bit jumpy there, but seems to be good. Okay, I believe we're in darkness right now. Yes, indeed we are. And we are going to grab our mobile processing lab here, checking in on our science quantity. We have some, so we can transmit this science. How much does that power through our electric charge? We're fine. With our power module here, we have no problems with it. So that's going to get us another 258.35 science. Beautiful. And that's just working away. So we're going to get this same colony built up on Minmus soon enough. We're already halfway there. Over half, actually. We're 3/5 there. And that's fantastic. Just going to warp forward while this continues to upload. There we go. Science has been added, and we are going to head on back to the Space Center. Fantastic. We just need to check in on those periodically and get that going. Honestly, we're going to get to a point where we don't actually need the science from the science labs, but we're still going to have the science portions. So that'll be fine. Let's hop on in here and see how much science we have. Because we don't really have time to send another module today, unfortunately, but the comm satellite over Minmus should be pretty valuable. 1664? Okay, that's a lot of science, actually. So we could potentially grab large probes if we want the remote guidance unit. Which I kind of want the remote guidance unit. Consider it done. And we could also grab, let's see, nanolathing metamaterials, hypersonic flight. I don't think any of this is strictly necessary. Something like the engine cluster adapter tank isn't necessarily terrible. We can grab that. And from here, we know that we need, let's see, 2100, 42, no. 1,100, 2,200, 3,200 more science. Honestly, the labs that we have right now will probably generate us that. To be honest, I don't think we're going to have an issue with that. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to prepare to bring, well, not really prepare. We're going to bring the last 2 modules into that base. I don't think that's going to be in the same episode just due to the time required, but we'll see how much we can get done. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisoul, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.